Hi again everyone, welcome aboard Jom Naik Bus on YouTube. I'm now at Jalan Imbi near Bukit Bintang in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Call it luck or coincidence, my trip back to Singapore today would be on Transtar Express's newest coach, presenting the brand new First Class Solitaire Suites from Transtar Express. This is an absolute impromptu trip and wasn't planned way in advance like I usually did. As I need to arrive in Singapore as early as possible, I booked myself on the earliest solitaire service from Kuala Lumpur at 7:30 am, which happens to be a new departure timing for this luxury class service. Transtar's ticketing office and passenger lounge had recently moved to its new premises at the Nest at Imbi. Upon arrival at the office, I was received by a staff member who swiftly confirmed my check-in and informed me that the bus will be ready for boarding in a few minutes. Boarding commenced at about 7:15 am and a total of 8 passengers, including myself, boarded at the Imbi office. The bus departed for its second pickup point at Berjaya Times Square at exactly 7:23 am. Berjaya Times Square is just half a kilometers away from the Imbi office, so it took only less than 2 minutes to get here. 7 more passengers boarded the bus at Berjaya Times Square, bringing the total passengers on board to 15. As soon as all passengers are accounted for and seated, the bus promptly departs at 7:28 am. For today's departure, the bus will skip Terminal Bersepadu Selatan or TBS. To get to the North-South Highway or Plus, the bus will travel along the Jalan Dewan Bahasa Viaduct, Jalan Istana and Jalan Sungai Besi.
Coach number SGP 666 to Singapore. Our coach captain for today is Mr. Azwan and I'm FNDO cabin crew and 30. Our journey to Singapore will take approximately 5 hours and we will transit at selected rest area for 10 minutes by a break. For non-Singaporean, you are required to submit online Singapore arrival card. To our passengers are advised to wear face mask throughout the journey. Sanitize hand regularly for your own safety. Please fasten your seatbelt while seated. If you need any assistance, please do not hesitate to call us. On behalf of Transtar Express, we wish you a pleasant journey. Thank you.
So that was the onboard announcement from the cabin crew Effendi. He described some basic information on the journey time and a toilet break which will be made along the journey. The southbound traffic out of Kuala Lumpur is fairly smooth and congestion free, but the inbound traffic is heavy with many of those residing outside Kuala Lumpur making their way into the capital on a typical workday. It took only about 12 minutes to reach the Sungai Besi Toll Plaza. From here, the bus will make a non-stop journey direct to Singapore, except for a 10 minutes toilet break along the highway. All luxury class coaches operated by Transtar, such as the Superstar Z and Solitaire Suites, will make a stop for a toilet break at the Kampung Bemban lay-by in Malacca. The Super Coach, Premium and Super VIP buses will instead stop at Ming Ang Gardens in Yong Ping. This is the Serdang Raya Selatan MRT station, part of the second phase of the Putrajaya line, which is expected to open to the public in January 2023. The first phase of the line began revenue services in June 2022. Just minutes after leaving Sungai Besi Toll Plaza, the cabin crew came to serve breakfast. And to my pleasant surprise, it's nasi lemak. I was expecting sandwich to be served, but not nasi lemak. I'm a self-confessed nasi lemak lover, so this is simply fantastic. Prepared by Unique Catering, the nasi lemak bento comes with 2 pieces of ayam goreng mamak or Indian-style fried chicken, popiah otak, egg sambal, peanuts and anchovies, and of course sambal. I've also ordered a cup of hot tea, which was served not long after. It's now 8:20 am and I have just finished my breakfast. It was one of the best nasi lemak, and the sambal was the perfect nasi lemak sambal in my opinion. Personally, I have always preferred nasi lemak in Malaysia, as I generally find the rice to be more fragrant and flavorful, and the sambal being more savoury than the ones served in Singapore. I would bring home an extra set because it's just too nice. We are now approaching the Seremban exit in Negeri Sembilan, still a distance away from our stop at Kampung Bemban later. Let me walk you through this double-decker, shall we? I'm now travelling on the second generation of the First Class Solitaire Suites coach. Fully operated on double-decker coaches, these are the most luxurious coaches currently plying between Singapore and Malaysia, and is currently only available on services between Singapore, Kuala Lumpur and Resorts World Genting. Although licensed to carry 19 passengers, in actual fact, only 18 seats are available for reservations. As the name suggests, there are 2 pairs of suite seats available on both decks. These suites are compartmented double seats, which are meant for couples or friends who wish to be seated beside one another. There is a fairly smaller sized seat placed beside the suites on the upper deck, which is not meant for passenger use, and this is seat number 19. Except for this particular non-revenue seat, there is a total of 14 seats on the upper deck. The remaining 4 seats are located on the lower deck. The seats are generally arranged in a single row on either side of the aisle on the upper deck, whereas the non-suite seats on the lower deck are arranged as a double seat. Manufactured by Damrong Sip of Thailand, these seats can be reclined using the buttons on the armrest. It comes equipped with a personal entertainment system, seat belts and a massaging function. Each passenger is given a blanket, in addition to a food and beverage service which is served on board by the cabin crew. There are no toilets on these coaches. The personal entertainment system provides audio and video on demand and features a selection of movies and games. Registered as AGP 666, this Solitaire Suites coach is the third in the current generation and the first to be registered in Malaysia. The fourth coach, registered AGQ 555, is currently being prepped for its maiden revenue service, which is expected to take place before end 2022 or in January 2023. The coach is built on the MAN R40 24460 Euro 3 chassis with bodywork supplied by Beck Automotive from Johor. Some of you may find the bodywork very familiar. This is because the mold for the bodywork is the same as the ones built by Sunchao Corporation from Singapore. The MAN R40 chassis is among the most powerful on any long-distance buses in Malaysia and Singapore at the moment, generating a powerful 460 horsepower by the MAN D2676 engine and coupled with the 12-speed MAN Tipmatic automatic transmission system. The first two units of the second generation of Solitaire Suites coaches received Singapore registration, PC5G and PC55L. These registration numbers are recycled from the phased-out First Class Solitaire coaches. While the Malaysia registered units are MANR40s, the ones registered in Singapore are Scania K410EBs instead. AGP666 was previously registered to a Scania K124EB double-decker with SKS bus bodywork, whereas AGQ555 was registered to a SCOMI-bodied Scania K124EB double-decker. Both buses served as first-class solitaire coaches.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will transit at Kampung Beban Melaka rest area for 10-minute toilet break. You are advised to bring all of your articles of value. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will transit at Kampung Beban Melaka rest area for 10 minutes toilet break. You are advised to bring all of your articles of value. Thank you.
It's 9:05 AM right now and we have just arrived at Kampung Beban Lebai for a 10 minutes toilet break. We are now back on the road. It's 9:18 AM now and clear traffic, we should be arriving at the border in about 2 hours from now. Just about an hour into our journey, the bus made an unscheduled stop at the Yong Peng Utara Toll Plaza, as requested by an elderly passenger. The said passenger requested to stop as he needs to use the toilet urgently. With the next lay-by or R&R still a distance away, the coach captain made the decision to call at Yong Peng Toll Plaza instead. A truly commendable action and decision by Coach Captain Azwan. As soon as the elderly passenger returned to the bus, we continued our journey to Singapore. Transtar Express operates the Solitaire Suites coaches between Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, and between Singapore and Resorts World Genting. From the Imbi office in Kuala Lumpur, the service is operated 3 times daily at 7:30 am, 2:30 pm and 5:30 pm. The journey will take about 5 hours, barring any traffic congestion along the highway and at the border checkpoints. Tickets for adults are priced at from as low as 48 Singapore dollars or 151 Malaysian ringgit in low season to as high as 148 Singapore dollars or 497 Malaysian ringgit during super peak season such as Chinese New Year. Tickets can be booked through EasyBook, Bus Online Ticket and RateBus website or mobile apps. However, I managed to snag a ticket on this service with a discount through Grab's new travel feature that allows its users to book bus and ferry tickets on its app. The bus and ferry feature was launched in September 2022. The bus reservation system itself actually taps on EasyBook's booking platform. There's no need to print out the ticket vouchers. Simply show the QR code that is issued upon confirmation of your reservations, which can be found in the Grab app or your registered email. It's about 11:30 am and we have just reached at the Senai Toll Plaza on the Lebuh Raya Link Kedua or the Second Link Expressway. There's still about 40 kilometers to go before we reach the Johor Immigration Checkpoint.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be arriving at the first checkpoint Malaysia Customs and Immigration. Kindly bring along your passport and travel document for clearance. You may leave your luggage on board the coach when disembarked. For the second checkpoint will be Singapore Customs and Immigration. Please bring along your passport, Singapore arrival card, personal belongings, all your food products and all luggage together with you. Please be informed chewing and electronic cigarettes are prohibited. If you have any taxable items such any type of alcohol, tobacco product, please display it at the custom before the screening process to avoid any delay. Due to Singapore copyright list of rules and regulations, the LCD TV monitor will be switched off. Thank you for your cooperation.
It took about 20 minutes to reach Sultan Abu Bakar Immigration, Customs, Quarantine and Security Complex at Tanjung Kupang, Johor. Time to go down for the immigration clearance, but you may choose to leave your bags and luggages on the bus. There were practically no queue at the immigration counters and I was cleared in less than 5 minutes. Everyone else got back on the bus in about 10 minutes. We will now head to Tuas checkpoint in Singapore. Just look at that massively long queue at the lorry lanes. Even though they largely kept to their lanes and patiently waited their turn to enter the checkpoint, there are still some impatient drivers who chose to cut the queue and jammed up the only other accessible lane to other road users heading to the checkpoint. A journey that usually took 5 minutes took almost half an hour to complete today because of some irresponsible truck drivers. Remember to bring all your belongings for the immigration and customs clearance here at Tuas checkpoint in Singapore. The immigration and customs clearance took about 10 minutes to complete, thanks to a lack of bus arrivals. However, it seems that there is a passenger that was held back at the immigration counter due to some unknown reason. Generally, drivers and coach captains would do a grace waiting period of about 15 minutes after the last passenger to return to the bus. The coach captain reluctantly decided to leave that sole passenger behind, as the bus is already behind schedule. But I have to commend him again because he informed another Transtar coach captain that just arrived to look out for the passenger and bring him to the destination later. The service will end at Golden Mile Complex at Beach Road in Singapore. From Tuas checkpoint, it will be a 30 to 40 minutes journey via Ayer Rajah Expressway or AYE and the Marina Bay downtown area. We are now approaching the terminating point at Golden Mile Complex. It's now 1:52 p.m. and the end of our journey on board Transtar Express's brand new Solitaire Suites double-decker coach. Transtar is progressively replacing its current generation of Solitaire Suites coaches, so we should see the older double-deckers making way to the newer ones in the coming year. One of the best journeys I've had on board Transtar. This has been another trip report from Naik Bus. I'm Ishak signing off, and I'll see you in the next trip report. Happy holidays!